Today is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. It's 4:31 PM. I'm Fourth Ward Councilman Mike Ray, the Vice Chair of the committee. We will start with item number 1, the chairperson's roll call. And for those of you who are new here, we'll go around to do the roll call and just state your name for the record, speak clearly. The mics are in the ceiling. Please don't have sidebar conversations because the cameras will follow you, be pointing at you. So if you're trying to gossip about somebody, the camera's going to be on you. We might be reading your lips. So down the chatter. To my right.
Julius Oliver, First Ward Councilman and member.
Samantha Turner, Third Ward City Council.
Harry Johnson, Water Department.
Charles Foster, Public Works. Mike Drummond, Building and Ground.
Noel Capella, Health Department.
David Scholl, elected indicator.
Derek McDowell, Mayor.
Jonathan Huff, Chief of Staff.
Jermaine Kitchen, CPAD.
Mike Durkin, Code Enforcement. Clement Franklin, Executive Director of Park and Recreation.
Adam Benty, Law Department.
Kyle Mizek, Finance.
Amber White, Seventh Ward City Councilwoman.
Pat Kelly, Fifth Ward Council.
Jason Small, Law Department.
Molly Bianco, Law Department.
Mackenzie Harrington, Law Department.
Reverend Raheem, Fourth Ward. Katie DeToro, oh wow.
Ryan Youngblood, Evolve.
Melinda Vath, Court Administrator.
Chili Spolash, Municipal Court.
Kimberly Kitchen, Youngstown Municipal Court.
Nicole Talatona, Second Ward resident. Deborah Berg, Community Development.
Don Montero, Community Development.
Erica Avery, Community Development. Sydney Canty, 21 East.
Sharon Cole, Chief of Police.
Sean Carpola, Police Department.
David Labra, Special Events.
Ryan Linkskill, concerned citizen of City of Youngstown.
Basha Adams Act resident.
Million Perry Pfeiffer, Passaic Way Project.
Valencia Merrill, City Clerk.
All right, item number 1 of the agenda is complete. It's item number 2, which is pending legislation. Our first ordinance here is regarding tires for the water department. For a cost not to exceed $35,000. Harry, I'm assuming this is in line with previous spending for tires.
Yes, to the chair, it's slightly below, or slightly above what the last request we had, which was somewhere in the neighborhood of about 33.8.
Okay. In the absence of Councilman Hughes, I will ask you aggressively if there's other options in the city. We use vendors located in the city, especially on the east side.
No, there isn't.
Okay. But I'm assuming we're following state bid, or this is a vendor we have to use for this situation.
Oh, yeah, through the chair, given the type of tires that we need for our backhoes and dump trucks, they fit the need.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have anything? Moving to item number 2. Heating and cooling repairs in city homes, buildings. I guess this would be Mike Drummond. Yeah. This for a specific repair, anything you want to elaborate, sorry, want to elaborate on it just to read, yeah.
This is for overall work in the city.
Sorry, I was looking
buildings.
down the,
We've used them in the past all the time. They have real great response time.
that's just for the general repairs for the building?
Yes.
Okay. Pat?
So Mike, is that just the one building or is that,
No, that's all the city owned buildings.
how many buildings are we talking?
We're talking the courthouse, police department, fire departments, city hall, 10, 12.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Councilman Oliver?
Just so Mike, is there something specific that needs to be fixed right now or is just covering costs moving forward?
Covering costs moving forward. We do have them, and they were at the courthouse today, and we have some issues over in the police department presently.
Kyle?
To the chair, this particular line item within building and grounds covers all buildings. So even though it's a general fund department, it's responsible for all facilities. So we pay for it out of one line item. It's easier to have one blanket versus having several smaller blankets for if there's a repair needed at the fire station, because it doesn't come out of the fire station budget, doesn't come out of the police department budget. It comes out of the building and ground budget. So that's why we.
Maintenance.
Correct.
Item number 3, a garage door at the Youngstown Water Department. Is this in the, down on West Avenue or?
Through the chair, that is correct. We've had to replace all of the doors at the garage, which is the last door that we need to replace. Unfortunately, the cost did go up a little bit this year. We bought 2 last year at a cost of $44,300. As you can see, the cost went up slightly this year. It's going to cost us $46,000, but all the doors at the garage at West Avenue will be brand new.
That's the building we built not that
Correct.
long ago?
Correct.
Okay.
And the doors, according to this company, we put the bare minimum doors. The amount of lifts was lowly rated. The ones we have now more industrial type, rated for 1 million lifts or more. So we anticipate getting a lot of use out of these garage doors.
Okay. Seems like a new garage. It's probably over 10 years old, huh?
Yes, it is, yes.
All right, seeing no other questions, moving to item 4. Go ahead, Eric.
Okay.
If you want to.
The chair, no, just, we're building a substation to support the Webb Road pump station. And the electrical components needed for the pump station, we decided to go ahead and buy those items directly from the company. And that will save the city a little bit of money because they tend to upcharge a little bit if the company was to handle this process. So we decided to do it and purchase direct and then have the equipment shipped to the company EFI that's building our pump station.
Okay. Anyone have any additional questions on that? All right, hearing none, moving to item number 5. Is this Chuck?
Through the chair, yes, I was just waiting to see if I had any questions or if we're just gonna go through it. This is just for basic traffic engineering supplies, sign blanks, vinyl, signposts, various equipment that we need and materials rather that we need for traffic engineering maintenance throughout the year through the ODOT cooperative purchasing program.
Okay. Should we get the things at a better rate through that cooperative purchasing?
Through the chair, it's very convenient. In some cases, it's cheaper, but it's the
It's the certified stuff that meets the standard that we should be using.
through the chair, but we use that anyways. This is just more of a bidding process and an avenue to get it done quicker.
Okay. Anyone else have anything on number 5? Hearing none, we can move to item number 6. Councilman Oliver?
Yeah, Chuck, is this originally supposed to be part of the Smarts 2 project?
Through the chair, yes and no. The Oh Wow pull off, yes, it was supposed to be part of the Smart 2 program. The bus stops on Fifth Avenue was not in the contract, and they're actually outside the right of way. So we couldn't use the ODOT process through it, but we're in the process of securing easements for Fifth Avenue. So the entire project will be ready for bids end of February for spring construction. And the reason that we took it out of the Smart 2 project was we just didn't really care for the design. The WOW representatives at the time definitely did not care for the design, so we decided to go back to the drawing board and felt that it was easiest to not perform it because it was very well defined within the contract and there was no negotiating the price. It was a contract price. It was easy to not perform it.
Okay. Are there any considerations if we're cutting into that's some old plaza space there? Is there any vaults or anything underneath there? Because that.
To the chair, there's always vaults. We do have some that delayed the project a little bit. We do have some First Energy lighting to reroute. It looks like we're staying away from the major First Energy vault that's there, and the private vault for the OWOW building is significantly further off of the project, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, so nothing, no structural or backfill to support buses on that.
Through the chair, the buses primarily will be within well, it's all within the road right away, but the buses will be within within 15 feet at the outside of the existing curb, so I'm not concerned about that.
Okay. Councilman Oliver?
Chuck, would this be an impediment at all, or are you guys working together with the developer from Huntington in the process of designing this?
Through the chair, I don't think it's in front of their building. I mean, if anything, it would, there were some coordination issues with the developer for the Huntington Bank building as related to equipment storage and parking on the plaza. If everybody remembers, that was a big issue. I don't think that this particular improvement's going to affect their developments. In other words, it's not in front of their property, it's in front of a well.
Right. Samantha?
Thank you. I just a point of clarity, you said this was originally inside of the Smart Two project and pulling it out of the Smart Two, now we are funding this, the city is funding this completely.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Through the chair, the city was always funding it because it wasn't eligible for federal funding anyways. So there was a mix. The Smart Two project, there was just a whole hodgepodge of mixed funding, whether it was private funding, city owned, there was non-federal funding, there was a little bit of state funding. It was just a mix of, and we had to make sure that we split everything up. Essentially, all the federal funding got spent first. That's just how they wanted it done, federal highway. So that's what we did. So really towards the end of the project, when this would have been done, it was all local money, whether it was private money from YSU or WRTA, or whether it was city funds.
Thank you.
Chuck, and just for just clarification, so it was listed in the original package. No one was happy with it. We were paying for it anyways. It didn't matter that we opted out to do it how it was originally proposed.
Through the chair, we didn't pay for it.
Right. It was part of that, but it was an item we could have ordered off the menu. It was there. We just didn't take it.
Through the chair, it was the way the project was bid. There were lump sum items for each street, and then there was unit price items basically. So this was a lump sum item that was a separate bid. So it was a very clear deduct. It wasn't like we had to negotiate with them or anything. It was in the contract. This is how much it costs. Okay, don't do it.
Okay.
That was it.
Go ahead, Councilman
So
Oliver.
Chuck, so there was some work performed, right? So does any of the work that was already performed on this project count towards it, or?
Through the chair, I don't think there was any work performed on the bus pull off. There was some work performed on the Fifth Avenue project, which was a totally different type of contract and different contractor. There was some preliminary design. It was minimal. We didn't even get into detailed design because we just didn't agree on the concept.
Thank you. Thank you. Seeing no more questions, moving to item number 7. Chuck, I believe this is also yours with a local match for $150,000 project with not to exceed 30.
Through the chair, yes. This particular piece of legislation is for professional service agreements for right-of-way acquisition services for the Market Street Signals project. The right-of-way acquisition services are performed by typically some type of title agency, and as well as an appraisal review. Because of the ODOT process, we use these services so that all the paperwork according to all the federal highway process is followed, and they will negotiate with landowners, perform appraisals. A separate firm will do an appraisal review to make it, because that's what ODOT requires. And then we'll go through the acquisition process as needed.
This is routine. I remember we did this on Mahoning Avenue, right? When we did the signal upgrade. Something's similar.
Through
right?
the chair, yes. Yeah. It is the same process exactly.
Okay.
And there will be a number 9 is actually the payment to the property owners. authorize payment and agreements and acquire title with all the different property owners. There's many of them. At each corner, there's just small pieces. Some might, very small little pieces of right of way that has to be acquired.
Okay. All right, anyone have any questions, I guess, on 7, or we'll bounce to 9 because it's tied to 7?
You gonna do 8?
Yeah. And going to 8 now, item 8 is actually tied to number 4, I would say, right? With the Webb Road Pump Station, this is the total project cost. Gary, if you want to give us some info on that.
Yeah, so through the chair, it's not the total project cost. So let me give a refresh council and give a quick overview. The project is projected at about 9 million. 3 million of which is for the actual purchase of the pump station, which we've already started that process of purchasing it. 1.5 of that came out of 2025 budget. And we're planning on spending the other 1.5 this year as part of 2026 budget. That's for the pump station. This request is for the actual work that needs to be done where the pump station will be housed to create a concrete pad and also connect the intricate piping from Mahoney Valley Sanitary District to the pump station. So the request here is for us to go out for bid for phase 2 of that project. That will be the location where the pump station will be housed and where the water will flow from the district to the pump station. So that's what this is for.
Yeah. Jimmy?
I know in 2025, I think spring that I thought it was 4 million plus and change that we authorized some work on it. Am I mistaken on that?
You authorized the pump station. That was the 2.9 million.
But this is not the same, not connected to the same.
It's the same project, but this is the other phase.
So it was an idea that we know what the total project cost looks like.
Well, not until we get the bid.
Okay.
Yes, this is to go out for bid to see what the cost would be to do that second phase.
Okay.
And this is also funded by way of OWDA funding.
Kyle?
To the chair, this is the engineering estimate that we will start with, and then we will gauge based on when opening of the bids. If we end up going to go with a bid, it comes in close or under. If not, then we would have to reevaluate. Yes, we will be borrowing funds, but we will also, over the course of, once the project is finished, we will then be paying those funds back over 20 years.
Councilman Turner?
Thank you. And you said that the estimated cost of the total project is approximately 9 million
To start, it was like 9 million, correct?
at the beginning.
Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Just one more.
Go ahead, Councilman, please.
I'm just trying to get the feel of how, for our son, we know it in the beginning. So if we borrow or we get part of it in different phases, is that what we don't have it all at one time? There's a reason for that or something?
Well, if you remember when I first approached council, I remember saying, hey, I want some flexibility. I said that we can look at the total financing for the project of about 9 million. But after some discussion, we said, okay, in discussions with Kyle, what have you, we decided we can pay for the pump station itself, which is the 2.9. And this is the phase or the piece that we're going out for bid and looking to finance this particular portion of the project.
When you say buy, just to refresh us, who was the previous owner of the pump station? Then you're saying we went out to buy the pump station.
Well, this is a brand new pump
It's a
station.
brand new pump station.
Because if you remember when the EPA came in, we had issues with our suction main. It was
Right.
compromised where we had issues because if that thing blows, you don't have water because that pump
Right,
runs
just for the
24 hours a day,
redundancy,
yeah,
yes.
27 days
Okay.
a week.
Councilman Turner?
Thank you. Can you, just for our clarification, can you just go through the capital stack for this project, where the dollars are coming from? So financing, OWD, I'm just,
Okay, so we're paying 2.9
out of the city.
city's funds. And then I don't know what the number is yet because it's going off the bid.
Oh,
So when it's,
Just approximate.
see, I can't,
Yeah. Just, I mean, you said
Just-
9 million is so what I'm saying is that you said that there are some resources that are coming from OWDA. And then we're also gonna
so
do
the way
some
it works,
financing.
so the way it works, we went out for a loan based on the engineer's estimate,
Okay,
6 million.
all right. So the loan is 6 million.
So when the numbers come back, typically they come in lower.
Right, of
Yeah.
course.
So when those numbers come back, whatever that number is, let's say it's 4, we only go and acquire a loan for 4 million.
Right.
So we pay cash and then the second half, we're gonna finance.
Okay, so it's just
Unless
two.
it comes in
It's
like
just two
1.5, something really, ridiculously low, which I've seen happen. Like I would say, Cal, let's just pay cash for
Pay
it.
cash
But
for it.
at this point, I don't know.
Okay, so we're coming out of 2.9 million and then we are looking for a loan for 6 million, but
Which we've
there
already
is no,
applied for.
okay,
Yeah.
and there's no other resources. That's all. I don't know why I thought I heard you say there was another
All right, let's,
pot of money, but thank you.
Okay, no problem.
all right, thank you for the clarification. That brings us to item 10, because we talked about 9 with 7. This is the special assessment removals, pretty standard. Councilman Hughes.
Yeah, I just wanted what that actually means, removing it, that's why. Thank you.
Mike, if you want to give a.
Through the chair, these are our grass cutting, board ups, demolition, all of our assessments that are assessed to the people's, to our residents' taxes, and then they're removed once they're paid in full and or they find an error somewhere, then we remove the assessment from the taxes.
So we put them on their taxes, and then when they remedy them, we have to be the ones to take them off.
Take it off.
They just don't pay it, they just don't go
No, it
away.
has to come from council to add in or delete.
Councilman Hughes, did you have any other questions?
No, that seems to be, and this is, everything's lumped together, it's just like a master list, it's lumped together with that.
Through the chair, yeah, we send it over every year in November for the following calendar year, and grass cutting, everything is all lumped in to one, but they're separate assessments.
I guess what I'm saying, we don't have a number, and some of them have not been removed. And this doesn't mean that all of the assessments that was placed is now all removed.
No, there's an itemized list that's.
Okay, I get it. I'm good. Thank you, Mike.
And Mike, we do this. It's pretty fluid, right? We'll see these.
5-6 times a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was only a 10-item agenda. Guess I will entertain a motion to take items 1 through 10 before council for consideration and passage.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we take all items 1 through 10 before council for consideration and passage. We do have miscellaneous. Kyle, any updates on what we're looking at like for budget hearings or where we are in that process?
Through the chair, before I address budget meetings, can I give you an update on ARP for the group as a whole?
Sure, that would be acceptable.
Yesterday, the finance department finished filing the fourth quarter ARP use for 2025. We were able to meet the requirement deadline on time. I'll report that in 2025, we spent in excess of $28.5 million of our ARP funds, bringing us to a total of approximately $63.6 million. We were awarded 82.8 approximately. So we're still left with 19.1 that needs to be expended before the end of 2026. I feel comfortable that we are going to meet that deadline. If there are areas that we start to see that we're struggling, we will contact council members if it's their discretionary funds. But the administration is very comfortable that we're going to meet our requirements of utilizing these funds as was approved by council through ordinance. Are there any, if you have any questions, I can answer them, or
Yeah.
if it's direct and or detailed, I may have to get back to you with information, but we were able, like I said, to meet that requirement and finalize reporting through 2025.
Yeah, we may want to, the administration needs to keep track, but maybe put it as a regular agenda item, so we're, keeping our eyes on it through the calendar year 26, so that we meet the deadline. But I'm sure that's something you're very watchful on, but regular updates probably would be good for all of our benefits.
I just want to ask what
Councilman
they
Hughes.
mean. Discretionary fund, I didn't get 19.1 discretionary.
To the chair, no, you got $2 million.
Councilman Turner.
Thank you, through the chair. I just wanted to, just for a point of clarification, the 19 million are funds that the city dispersed into different organizations, and we have here, and that council people dispersed to different organizations. That accounts for all of those dollars, right?
Kyle.
Chair, that 19.1 is all encumbered, meaning that we have through council legislation designated who the recipients are going to be. It's just that we haven't either filled those payments or some of those programs haven't even materialized yet, but will before the end of 2026. So I'm sure each of you is confident that you're going to be able to provide us with your assistance if we contact you, because the last thing any of us want to do is return some of these federal dollars.
Right.
Julie don't have to worry about that, 'cause he spends more than all of.
Very good work.
In addition, with regards to budget, last year, I worked closely with your clerk to coordinate a schedule and to begin that process of meeting with different departments. Would you like for that same exercise to occur this year, or does council as a whole have a different approach that it wants to take?
So that would be council of the whole. We are in the finance meeting, but we'll entertain this conversation as it has to do with finance.
want to go? No, I can wait.
No, you're good. I mean, I think,
The only thing I like through the chair, I'm sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
The only thing I like to see is a little bit more time, a day for us to digest it and a day to come back and let you see what we ate and what we were going to digest back to you.
So through
Go
the
ahead,
chair,
Kyle.
are you hoping then that the material is provided to you in advance? That if you have some questions, you'll contact me, and so I can at least give you insight so that when we come to the meeting, you're prepared and I'm prepared to address whatever it is that you may have concerns or issues over.
Yes.
I understand that completely. So are we, through the chair, are we comfortable then with Valencia and myself coordinating at that schedule of picking the departments and so that we can put them together where it makes sense for us with regards to size of budget, length of meeting, and length of remainder of the calendar year, because again, we need to pass this before the end of March 31st. So I'd like to give you enough time to be able to look at the smaller departments up front. And my question is, are we looking to meet in the evening or during city work?
I guess we'll have to decide as a body what works best for us. I don't know.
Through the chair, Valencia and I can work out a schedule, share it with you and ask for your feedback and look at how many meetings may be needed to get through the departments. And if council has a different idea, they could then share that back through Valencia, and then we could coordinate and look at what departments we will meet with, what number of weeks we have between the start of this and the end of it, and try to work out a schedule with you and the department heads so that we can work through that process.
Councilman Oliver.
Art Power, are we hearing from the department heads themselves, or are you presenting each department budget to us?
Kyle.
Through the chair, what we are internally going to do is we are going to meet with the mayor, with each department head, where there is a request for things outside of the norm. If we have a department, like said, civil service, the budget doesn't change each year, other than payroll and benefits. We're going to sit down and have that conversation with the mayor so that he is comfortable and understands what's within that budget. But I don't know if we're going to be coming in front of you with civil service, because outside of payroll and benefits, there is nothing to discuss other than if we're asking for what we normally ask each year. So I'm hopeful that Valencia and I We'll go through, come up with a schedule, share it with you, and if there's something that, a department that you want to meet with that isn't scheduled, you'll advise us. But we will hopefully identify why we don't think that that department should sit in front of you if there's not enough length of time to actually be able to do that. But again, if we get finished with this and you'd like to circle back, but the hope is that we're gonna bring to you each department what the administration supports. Then have a follow-up when we finish that this is our, what, with regard to us, how far out of balance are we? Because the departments are gonna request more than what we're gonna generate in revenue. We're gonna rely on our surplus to make up that shortfall. The question's going to be, the administration and council agreeing, how much of that surplus do you want to spend in 2026 to meet the goals and wishes of the departments? Because as you all are aware, we do not generate enough income on a calendar year to meet everybody's needs.
Yeah, and in smaller budgets too, we'll need those furnished so we can review those. So if there are ones like civil service or small budgets where we can still at least have them to maybe do one day where we roll through those and you can say like, all these budgets there's no difference from the previous year. The only changes are health, insurance and benefits based on that. And if there's any special requests, we can address those.
I apologize to the chair. I'm going to share everything with you, and there's going to be documentation doing comparison. What I meant was scheduling with regards to maybe meeting with which departments, the larger ones first. And then, yes, we can always circle back, but I promise that you will get every department's request. So you'll be able to review that and have the whole packet.
Okay. I don't know what folks look like. I don't know. I don't recall when we did it last year, if we had daytime or evening or mix or something in between at the end of the day, which is partially the day, but partially later, kind of splitting the difference. 3 to 5 or something like that versus 5 to 8 versus, 2 to 5 where it's kind of in the middle. Maybe a hybrid like that.
And through the chair, the administration coordinate the department's day of those meetings we're going to do here. So you'll be able to answer questions that council may have as a group or as a whole. And if we do that practice of having these meetings, if there's questions that arise prior, we will hopefully have some of those answers. And if we don't have the answers, we'll come back to you where we will provide you with that information in a timely manner. And if it's where we can achieve it within the window of the meeting, we will. But if not, we will get it to you with before the next meeting so that you are at least well-versed and remember what was that we talked about. And so that we're not interfering with meetings crossing over and having different feedback and information.
And this has to be passed by the last day of March, correct?
Through the chair, that is the requirement. So through the chair, normally that we meet the first and third Wednesday of each month, we are going to have the opportunity in March to actually have a third meeting, which could be on the 25th. If council wanted to do it on that week, or it could be done on Monday or Tuesday of the end of the month. But it does need to be passed by council where we have enough votes to actually meet the requirement of the state.
Yeah, obviously we can do it during a regular meeting. However, I mean, if we were required to do a special meeting to meet the rule. On that. All right, anything else regarding budget hearing? That concludes our agenda. Meeting starts at 5:30. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, we are adjourned at 5:06 PM. Thanks.